Can somebody please tell me why secret offerings were put into Dead by Daylight? It genuinely feels like something they told themselves they'd use in the future and just never touched upon it ever again. Like, come on, what's so secret about them? I genuinely don't know. Allow me to explain. Survivors have 3 secret offerings while killers have 4. That's 7 out of the 80 total offerings we have, and only a few of them are played commonly. The 3 secret offerings for survivors are the Shroud of Union, Vigo's Shroud, and the Shroud of Binding. All not very commonly played, but makes sense for why they're hidden for the killer, as getting any information on the survivor's spawns can be pretty beneficial for them. The thing is, that's literally all there is to their secret offerings. A killer can usually make an educated guess on which of the 3 offerings were used, making the secret part of the offering not so secret. Despite being the only secret offering for survivors, they're not played often at all, and for good reason. They provide little to no benefit at all, and one of which could actually be more beneficial for the killer than it would survivors. Check out my previous video for more information. And then we have the killer secret offerings. This is where the problem really shines. Their secret offerings are the Cypress, what the fuck?
Cypress.
The Ivory and Ebony Memento Moris. We're going to ignore the Shroud of Separation because no killer should ever be using this garbage for any reason. These 3 offerings grant the killer the ability to kill a survivor or survivors by hand. They're actually not that bad. If you've ever touched killer, you've definitely used one of these offerings. Except the Cypress Mori. That can also go into the garbage. Now we're down to the big 2. These 2 secret offerings are the most commonly played of the 4 that killers have available to them, and they both pretty much have the same effect. Tell me, what's the added benefit of them being secret? When this offering doesn't flip, most survivors will already know what to expect. So what can they do to make secret offerings an actual secret? The obvious solution is to just add more secret offerings, and there are plenty of offerings available that would make more sense as secrets. A perfect example being the Black Ward. When a Black Ward is used, it prevents the loss of your add-ons at the end of the trial. So why would this benefit more as a secret offering, you might be wondering? It's for the fact that when a killer uses this offering, they're basically announcing, hey, I'm running my strongest add-ons, just thought I'd give you a heads up. Because you only ever use this offering when you are using the best of the best. Or maybe you're just a penny pincher, who knows? And while not being the biggest game changer if it were to become a secret offering, it'd definitely make the guessing aspect of secret offerings a little more paranoia inducing for survivors. Other offerings that potentially make more sense as secrets are the Annotated and Vigo's Blueprint. These are offerings that only apply when there's only one survivor left in the match, making the location of the hatch way easier to locate for both sides. Since the offering isn't hidden, everyone will see its effect and will know where to head if it comes down to a final survivor situation. Speaking from personal experience, if you're running this offering as a survivor, you're either anticipating for the worst or are trying to complete a challenge. As killer, you're probably trying to guarantee a 4K, or again, trying to complete a challenge. Don't you think it's kinda counterintuitive to run this offering if you're trying to accomplish any of these things? Sure, it makes finding the hatch easier for you, but it also makes it easy for your opponent as well. Making it a hidden offering makes sense in the regard that coming down to a hatch situation isn't too common, so using it won't affect most of your match's outcomes too much, unless your goal is to go for hatch in the first place. And finally, probably my most controversial solution would be the personal Bloodpoint offerings. Now before you go into the comments to tell me I'm stupid and ugly and my parents will never love me, hear me out. I know this might be a stretch for most people, but it definitely make the secret part of the offerings into actual secrets, as guessing what offerings were used would be way more difficult due to the big increase. Think about it. What benefit is there to knowing that someone is getting extra blood points? The offerings that award all players make sense since it applies to everyone. But when it comes to the personal offerings, it is only affecting the user and their currency. There is no added benefit to gameplay and makes no difference for anyone to acknowledge it. While the ones I listed earlier could be considered good enough, the Bloodpoint offerings being hidden would definitely make the guessing game a lot more challenging for both sides, as this would make 29 of the 80 offerings a secret just from them alone. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Do you think secret offerings are fine just the way they are? Do you think the status should just be removed entirely? What would you change if anything? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.